Hey everyone, it's an update video. First of all, excuse my wet hair. I wished it was supposed to be yesterday, but I procrastinated it all until today, and if I didn't record this video like right here and now, I never would have done it. So you have to bear with me having wet hair, I'm sorry. Anyway, so it's been 2 months since I had top surgery. And it's time to give an update. Hopefully this video is going to be much shorter than the last one because, well, I just have to get a quick update out of like what's happened, how the process gone so far. Also because like I'm pretty much out of the active healing recovery process. I have been since the 3rd week, like since I made the last video. That's pretty much when all of my like recovery phase ended. I thought it was gonna take at least a full month. That's what everyone pretty much told me, but yeah, no, by week 3, like it pretty much everything was like done and over with. My nipples took a little bit more to heal because they were a bit crusty and I had to keep disinfecting them for a bit, but that was like just like another week and then it was over. And yeah, I've been taking care of my scars since last month. I've been putting scar tape on my incisions every day, changing it every 2 to 3 days, and yeah, pretty much constantly. I took it off for this video to show you like how everything's looking, but yeah, no, I have been keeping it on constantly, and I'm pretty sure it has helped in not letting the scar get raised. I have been using bio oil on my nipple scars because there's a scar all around all of the incision, but I haven't been able to use actual scar tape on them because, well, it's a bit more complicated of an area. And I can tell that there's a difference because my nipple scars are very raised, they're very puffy, and compared to my like actual incisions that are pretty flat, they look very neat still. And I wish I had been able to use scar tape on my nipple scars too in hindsight. I have been using silicone scar tape, but I have bought silicone gel that I'm gonna try putting around my nipples and see if that helps, you know, deflate them a bit, because I don't really, you know, full disclosure, I don't really like how it's looking. Besides that, I have pretty much gone to full like normal life after the 3-week mark, and everything's been great, fine. Just last month, around the middle of December, I went to the US to visit my boyfriend, and that was a pretty intensive travel. Obviously, you know, flying cross continents, 15-hour flight. I had looked into it before because, you know, it's just a month after surgery. That's, you know, bound to take a toll on your body. And people are telling you, like, you know, don't lift too heavy weights immediately after surgery. You're not going to be able to do it. You're going to be so winded. You're going to be so tired. You know, and like, I asked around and people would tell me like, yeah, you can do it. Just, you know that you will be very tired and very winded. But it went fine. Like, it felt very normal. And there I was super able to carry all of my bags. I had no issues. I felt fine, and I walked around like I normally do with no issue, no trouble at all. Besides that, I have been feeling some pain in my incisions, like in my nipples and in my incisions too. Like, it's nothing unbearable, more like zings every now and then, and I think it might be nerves reconnecting because I heard that that's a thing that happens. Again, it's nothing too bad or like unbearable, it's just every now and then I will feel like little needle stabs through my, specifically my right nipple. My left nipple doesn't get it as much, but my right nipple and my right incision, that's where I feel it the most. It might be that I am exerting, like, I don't know if like exerting myself is like a problem, because obviously like the right side is where I have my right arm and like I use it a lot, so maybe. I don't know if that is the case though, just telling you my experience. And yeah, and now let me show you how it's looking. So here's how it looks. It's been, again, 2 months on. Here's my nipples and here's my incisions. So as you can see, again, my incisions are pretty flat, like all things considered. They might not look flat to you, but I'm very, again, like compared to the nipples. This is what happens usually to me, like with scars and stuff like that. So the fact that it doesn't look like this and there's like just a little bit of raise here is like, it's amazing by my standards. Again, like I said, nipples are a little bit, like the scars on my nipples are a little bit inflated and raised. And I don't love that, mostly because I feel like it's pulling my nipple bud in. like there's not enough tissue for the nipples to fully erect, I feel like, which is kind of important to me. I would like to have fully functional nipples. And I feel like, again, if the scar deflated a little bit, it would leave more room for the nipple to expand. Maybe I'm just crazy. Mostly just because, like, see, as you can see, like, this nipple, it's, like, perfect. Like, the shape is almost perfect. It's still got a little bit of discoloration, but the color is mostly come back. They were very pink after I just got in surgery, and like I said, now it's steadily been gaining more and more color. But yeah, like here, the nipple, you can see that the bud is like round and it protrudes out a little bit. Whereas here, like it's a little bit deflated here instead of it being like fully projected outwards. And I'm hoping, again, it is something that will resolve after taking care of like how raised my scars are. Because I don't know, I would like to be able to get nipple piercings at some point after I'm fully healed, and I know that if you don't have full projection, that is an issue. I'm not as concerned for like aesthetics, because I don't care, I think it looks good even as is. But I just would like to have full functions so that I can get them pierced later and not have the piercing like be a dermal and reject. I'm very happy to report that the dog ear that I was reporting having like the minor dog hair ear, as you can see, is almost fully absorbed. There's a little bit of like protrusion here, but it's so minor, like I don't think it's gonna be noticeable at all, and I don't really care. This side is just perfect. Like there's nothing, like the tissue is perfectly adhered to my body. There's no hanging going on. It's just, I'm so happy with it. Yeah. But yeah, this is just like a short update of how the healing's been going and whatnot. Honestly, it's mostly just for comparison purposes at this point. I think I will slow down with updates again. I mean, not that I've been like doing them consistently, this is just a second update. But I think I'm gonna do the next in like a few months, not just like next month. And no promises though, like we'll see how it goes. If I have something like big to report, I guess I'll do like a sooner update. But if, you know, if nothing really happens, if it's still this slow and steady, you'll see my face again in a few months, and I'll report back how it's going. Because the reason why I'm doing these is not that I think I personally have something like new and exciting to say, like a bajillion people have gotten some surgery, let's be honest. But I just like to document the process, like step by step. For me, for archiving purposes, but also because it's something that I like to do, right? You know, throughout my transition, when I started T, I would go on YouTube and Google like, 2 months on T update, 2 weeks on T update, and stuff like that, because I wanted to see how for everyone else, how it was going, what was happening, and what stages. And even if, you know, everyone's different, I can't have the same exact progress as everyone else because I'm me and my body reacts differently, it was still helpful to have just a general like timeline of what was going to happen and when, possibly, and you know, what to expect. And I've been doing the same for surgery, where I Googled, you know, 1 week update, 3 week update, 2 months post-op and stuff like that, because I wanted to see what it was possibly going to look like. I just want to add more information to the poll, so that when people are barking into surgery and hormones and stuff like that, they have more voices to pull from of what to look for, what to expect, and what wide range of people have been dealing with. Also, because my surgery process was very different from everything that I've heard and that I've seen, it was a lot easier, a lot breezier, and a lot more pain-free than I was expecting. You know, the healing process was a breeze, the surgery itself was nothing at all, and I had no pain, no issues, no complications. I was expecting so many things to go wrong, and they just didn't. And again, you know, that depends on like who you are as a person, what your body is like, who's the surgeon you're going to, and a lot of the times complications can happen even if you have everything stuck right in your favor. I had known of trans people who, with no prior issues and a good reputable surgeon, have had completely unforeseen complications. So it really depends, it's a mixed bag. And I'm also not here to say like, hey, it was a breeze for me, it will be definitely a breeze for you too. But it demystified a lot of the fears that I personally had going into surgery. I was terrified. I was terrified of so many things, like right before it, I was out of my mind, you know, out of what was gonna happen, things going wrong. And nothing really did. So yeah, I can't exactly predict what's going to happen to you, how it's going to be for you when you go through the same. But here's me saying that it could be an absolute breeze, nothing goes wrong, everything's just perfect. And if it is, then I'm really happy for you. And I wish that of as many people as possible. Again, like I said, I'll update few months, I guess, probably. And this has been my 2 months post-op update. And I'll see you next time.